I just want to acknowledge Mr. Gloucester there at the very start. You do offer a sincere apology to any person how you feel may be hurt in dealings with Tusla, and that's really welcome, because that was an awful lot of people that would have been contacting my office and other people's offices would welcome that. Listen, I just want to touch on something that hasn't been touched on, that it's mentioned in the opening statements but it hasn't been asked any questions, just in relation to counselling, and all the witnesses mentioned the need for counselling going forward. So just in my own opinion, I think this should be optional, but it should be available to everybody. People, whether they're irrespective of whether they're of a no contact preference, that this service should be available to everybody. So particularly when you mentioned in relation to I have it here, the quality, the quantity and the quality and the accuracy of some of the records is a concern, and we're mindful of the potential disappointment. I say that could be heartbreaking disappointment for people when they don't get the accurate information, or they're disappointed with the information that they get. So I'm just asking, do you see counselling as a way of supporting people in that process? Do you see counselling as a way of helping people irrespective of the no contact preference through this process? How do you see this service delivered? And I want to know who's going to deliver this service as well.
And I guess the observation that I was making first, the Deputy Ward, was that the provision across the heads of bill as you currently have them makes it a statutory obligation for Tusla to provide counselling support for people in respect of interaction with the contact preference register particularly. And then later on, it makes it, if you like, a possibility to provide it to all other people, particularly people who might be seeking or receiving access to their birth identity or early life information. And what we're simply saying is that based on the needs that each person might identify for themselves, that we should have, or some organisation, if not us, should have a statutory duty to provide it if it's requested.
Okay. Can I just have one supplementary question, Chair, just in relation to capacity of Tusla? Like, if this legislation, as you said, did provide counselling for everybody that was affected by this issue, at this current moment, would Tusla have the capacity to be able to deal with that and provide that service?
So I might ask my colleague Cormac just to address that, because there are different ways that can be provided. Okay. Right now, today, the short answer is today no. Yeah. But that there is a lot of potential there. So maybe Cormac can just.
Yeah. So I mean, I think typically what our service provides at the moment is supporting bank guidance and advice to that sort of social work team, and they're skilled and expert in that. I mean, I think if we're talking about counselling, we're probably talking about a more specific skill set, and we would have to expand the service to include that. And I would just follow on from Bernard's point. I mean, I think in the provisions, the availability of counselling, certainly for birth parents, is kind of following their no contact preference. And I think it would be important, more so earlier, as part of the kind of public awareness campaign, that actually we have access to counselling for birth parents in that context as early as possible. I think would be the ideal, to allow birth parents to consider their choice in that regard, and then make a more informed maybe choice following that counselling.
And during the illegal birth registrations work which Siobhan's team dealt with some 150 people that we dealt with in the scoping report that was published some time back, the team set up a very specific support service, including counselling with Bernardo's, whom Tusla funded, but it was provided from other expertise within the state. And all of the feedback is that was a very good option, and I think options like that could be expanded across the footprint of the country to provide it for everyone who identifies a need for it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Chair. Thank you.